immediately, but unfortunately, MIBR had to forfeit map number 1. They actually arrived 2 minutes before the cutoff that they would have had to forfeit the full series. So, a little bit of spice in this one early on, but MIBR, they are going to be able to play this out. They will be down a map Nouns up 1-0 here in the upper bracket final. Let's get this show on the road. We're going to be starting in on Nuke here, Boggs.
Good old Nuke. It's a good map for MIBR. Not a great map for Nouns either. Nouns do get the CT start, and they're going to need to stack up some rounds. They are good on the CT side. It's their T side where they struggle, winning just shy of 35% of their attacking side rounds. So they're going to need to get all the rounds they can get here and now. It looks like an 8 pop coming in from MIBR. One coming in through hot. Carson's down through vent, but it's Cynic up on top to get a couple. B-Wills has found another, but Henny, BRN, and Exit are getting a bunch of kills, and it's all done to George now as things have collapsed for the Nouns side. George trying to tap away, a bit messy on the first. 2 more to find, dancing around the silo. Bomb recovered, but this will not be decided by a bomb plant. It will be decided by headshots, and it's Exit to win the round for MIBR.
You ever seen a team speed run a game of CS? That's literally what MIBR just had to do. So you know they're eager to get into this. You know they've got to be feeling a little salty about being put in this situation as well. So we might be getting an engagement here that you know, feels a little bit personal over for the MIBR side. But
did they just call attack?
maybe. Let's see what's going on here.
They called attack. Yep.
Good. I love it.
Oh,
Give yourself some time
yeah.
to settle down here. Bring the pistol around. Give everyone a chance to breathe, stretch their arms, relax. Just for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's going to be a little vinegar in this game for MIBR, Mike. This one's going to be a bit personal. Nobody ever likes to get the forfeit loss, especially when it's a scheduling conflict. Now, Nouns playing by the rules. I mean, I don't blame them at all. But from MIBR's standpoint, I'm going to try and make this one a speed run. They just had to speed run one. Might as well just do it 2 more times and call it a day.
Certainly. They will come out swinging here. And a reminder what this allows, neither team will be eliminated. This is the upper bracket final, but gives you a map advantage. If you win here, it gives you a map advantage in the grand final. And we've seen it before. That can be such a huge asset.
Yep.
Takes a daunting marathon of CS and means you only have to win 2 maps.
Instead of 3 of 4. A 50% margin versus 75%, definitely one of those a lot easier to achieve. So I think for Nouns especially, getting that extra buffer would be huge. And well, they have no buffer now because Carson gets traced. That's beautiful from Exit.
That's just playing the spots. It's just playing the spam. I mean, this round is over effectively. They're going to rock on in. A bomb plant on. And MIBR move up 2-0. Barring extreme
maybe George gets one.
Oh, nice shot for 60. Might actually give him a Galil, but no, BRN is there immediately afterwards to clean things up. MIBR move up to clean 2-0.
It all starts with that opening there from Exit on the spam. Everything else is just a nice cleanup from MIBR. They had the gun advantage. They had everything advantage. And they just ran with it. Now it's going to be on pistols now. A couple P250s, maybe an outside stack, maybe a ramp rush. Something fun, something cheeky just to do a little bit of damage. Maybe pick up a kill or 2. And probably not the round, but if it works, it works. They won't be too mad about getting several kills out of this one. Double stack towards ramp, and already the deagle has been removed. George will just book it down the ramp and all the way to B, but he gets stopped by the Mac 10 of Jota, who had a very good performance in that last series over against Team 1. They were just playing, too, on that final map. Had to go 30-plus on them, and he'll just run around for another, jumping around the corner, getting that extra cash, and Carson and B-Wills already one spotted. That's Carson. Gets a dink, but I don't think this damage is really going to amount to too much here for Nouns. Just seems like delaying the inevitable at this point.
Yeah, it is indeed. Bomb plant should be achieved shortly here. Mr. Brilliant might try and find some damage. There are a couple players who are low, but BRN, he's a good guardian. making sure nothing gets out of hand. All 5 players survive. Great economic start to this map. Great start in general. So,
Yeah.
we've seen ramp play, we've seen the upper play. There's been some early looks, straightforward gunfights, working out beautifully. Investment's going to come through for Nouns, though. 6E with that AWP here on Nuke. This is going to be interesting to see.
I mean, MIBR have a very solid attack on Nuke. They're not going to be very easy for Nouns to take care of. I mean, I think the last 2 maps really do favor MIBR in this veto with Vertigo as map, or not Vertigo, Ancient as map 3. It's not going to get easier for Nouns, and really, MIBR do have the advantage coming in hot. They're already warmed up. Nouns, they struggled last night against ATK as well. It was not a clean series. It was very messy, very scrappy, very back and forth. And they can't get away with what they did against ATK against MIBR. You will get punished.
Yeah, and I think most concerningly, if you're Nouns, right, your Nuke hasn't been great. They don't have a convincing win on it in a long time. They beat Infinity. They stomped Infinity, but so did everybody. No offense to Infinity. But you've losses to Oplano and Payne at the RMR. You haven't played much of it at all. They didn't play it at all in their regular season, I don't think, here of Challenger League. So it's not a map they fancy. It's not a map they're terribly well prepared for. Having lost Cynic now, this lower side is very vulnerable. George, he's isolated. You're going to see it. He'll repeatedly be the B anchor here. They will put a ton of pressure onto him. He's a chance. Wait. What's he going to catch? Nothing. Opportunity missed. 6E a parting shot, but frankly, with the money being what it is, they may just be trying to secure a retreat. Him getting that 1 kill puts the doubt in their mind. It makes them wonder what could be happening, but we see that Exit is just now starting to creep his way on in, and this could be the backstab to take some serious guns out of their hands. Exit holding. And finds one.
That's a big find, and if the op goes down here, which it does, even bigger. Only an M4 save for Nouns. Gonna mean this next round a lot less impactful than potentially 2 M4s and an op. That's a couple big players to lose, and not a good start here for Nouns on the CT side of Nuke. Not to be surprised. I mean, Nouns, they're not good on this map. They don't like this map. They don't play this map often. They're on a 2-game loss streak as well. 2 Brazilian competition in Payne and Oplano. MIBR are going to try and make that 3 in a row to the South American nation. And yeah, think of what this buy could have been. The op and the extra M4 could have dropped over a gun instead of 5.7s and Deagles around the safe for Carson, who has yet to get one to open up his account in this game. He's playing out Glaive, and he does finally get that first, but he's stuck in a pretty rough spot. Shadow will not show, and Jota will trade it out. There goes the rifle, and there goes the opportunity that Nouns needed. He's going to have to rely on the Deagles and the 5.7s in close range angles now, and Cynic's playing shotgun Deagle up at first. Vance won't get lucky with anybody pushing him, and Henny will deal with 6E, who took some damage out of his teammate.
Ooh, all right. Okay. Put him on notice. Let him know this round's not going to be a walk in the park. My goodness, Cynic with the deep shot. Ripper outside. Now the rally's going to be required for MIBR. Cynic pushing with this. Oh,
like it.
This could get spicy. Is he going to catch Exit? Is he going to catch Exit? Is Exit watching for this? Where the possibility? Exit just giving him the slip around the corner. There's the spot. Cynic knows. The back is
there's a rifle down.
And he's just going to keep carrying this through. He's about to have a second as well. Immediately pulls the trigger, and that's going to result in kill going back the other way.
That could have swung the whole round back, and I think MIBR got rid of the rifle that was down on the dead body. So good heads-up play from them to get rid of that extra gun. That probably would have made things a lot easier. B-Will's the one up front, and he does a lot of damage onto Henny's on 1 HP. Uh-oh, indeed. George might even have information on where Exit is. They're booking it up to heaven, but look at the time, too. 13 seconds on the clock, and they have to make their move. Henny has the bomb, and he's got to be careful dropping down. B-Wills has been spotted. The bomb going down the side. All they have to do is stop the plant, but Henny hits the shot, and he has enough time, just barely, to get it down. 1 for B-Wills. Can he clutch it? He needs 1 shot, 1 kill, and there he has it. Opera covered in Nouns first round. Comes on a half buy with 5.7s, Deagles, and a saved M4A1S.
That one's not exactly how MIBR drew it up. Deep shot through the squeaky door. Deep shot outside. Flank on. I mean, Cynic with a long flank didn't even get another kill here. Craziness. 5-7s, though. They bring it through. No round's going to be a given against this Nouns roster. They can make anything work. Bubblegum and sticks and paper. Sorry, what was that?
It's one of their selling points.
That is definitely one of their selling points. They do click heads good.
They are good at that. If there's one thing they've been good at for a long time, it has been the clicking heads aspect of the game.
Most certainly. Most certainly. And here's going to be some aggression. Cynic gets tempered. He wants to get the sweet door. Good damage done. No, here's a trade, potentially. Molotov down. This is interesting. Sections out exit. There's a player still here and one coming down from the ladder. So how far does George really want to push this? Pretty far is the answer. Not sure I'm going to love this in the wash for Nouns. 2v4 now required of them. Carson and 60. Love to try and pick up the pieces. They're incredibly aggressive teammates left for them. Lobby crunch. Not so successful. Is BRN already out? He is. Okay. Behind the smoke, he gained some ground. Tucked behind the sight box. And if they kill this mini player, this round's over. A lot of teams would already be committing to the save, but Nouns wanted to stick around and have another poke and a prod. And Carson seems like he's still interested in that. And dead. And dead. Okay, a rally and a response there for 60. This is still going to be a very tough ask of him. And indeed, he's going to think about saving.
He's got to save here. Save the op, give his team a little bit extra to fight with in the next round. He got that dropped over. They're going to go on the hunt, though. All three players from MIBR, well worth trying to take the big green out of 60's hands. No scope for one. Spots out both. Has to hit a second, but exit will crouch around the box. Henny will not be required. And the trade goes back to MIBR. 1 round isolated, and it came off of pistols, which Nouns will probably be back on again. It's not sustainable for a CT side by any rights, and on Nuke especially. You've already given up 5 rounds. MIBR just looking for the stars at this point. Of course, a 14-1 is possible, not likely. And 60's gone for the op. He had the money to go for it. It's a hero op with pistols around it, and given their success the last time they had these guns, it does make a little bit of sense, but the A-pop can definitely be the right counter. Oh, they're going for the vent drop, even better. And this one probably should be chalked up to MIBR already, unless there's a kill that can come from the ramp player. That Deagle needs to strike as the bomb goes down.
This, well, I was gonna say, may turn into a game of save the op. But look at these kills. Coming in hot and fast. It was the pistols that got them around before. And this one's not done. They're not ready to say die. Gun's been picked up for B-Wills at that. The AK gonna be deadly. 60 creeping around the corner. This is such a tough angle to off. Was he just spotted? No, I think not. The quick scope not quite gonna land. The no scope will. They're already on the defuse. Where even is Henny? What can he hope to do about this? Opens the door. Does he realize there's someone on the bomb? No, he does not. George gets the defuse. The round is there for Nouns. Again, these crazy broken buys somehow end with Nouns on top.
So I think the game plan for Nouns now is do not buy guns, only buy pistols. It's a quick technical pause from MIBR here. But that'll give them a little bit of chance to settle regardless. Just 2 rough rounds to lose against the pistol, rough buys. And I thought that was a perfect counter too. Vent drop, it's going to be really hard for the pistols to get in, but Nouns do what they do best. They click heads, they find a way to do the damage and get the kills, and they keep 2 alive. They save the op and an AK into the next round. I think they're in a good spot here if they can start piling some rounds on the board. Still, their T side is a major concern on this map. We can watch this no scope again from 60. He just gets a nice little crisper. And I think Henny did think somebody was on the bomb. He just didn't spray to the right. He just spammed on top of the bomb itself. And it could have actually been the fact that BRN planted at the very end of the bomb site, of the plant zone, which kind of threw Henny off there. Because a lot of times you see people just plant the bomb as tucked up to the silo as you possibly can.
Whatever it was, wasn't on his mark. Wasn't on his spot. Didn't have his man. And applause is going to come through here. Imagine this is for MIBR. This one of a technical nature. Henny going, must have been the mouth.
Kind of threw Henny off there, because a lot of times you see people just plant the bomb as tucked up to the silo as you possibly can.
Whatever it was, wasn't on his mark. Wasn't on his spot. Didn't have his man. And applause is going to come through here. Imagine this is for MIBR. This one of a technical nature. Henny going, must have been the mouse. I need to swap.
Speaking of mice, Sixy got a new mouse yesterday.
Okay.
3 hours before the game. He
Did he
drove
break
to go
his
get
old
his
one?
mouse. Yeah, it died on him, so he had to go get a new mouse, and the closest one was an hour and a half away.
Rip. Dedication right there. What is he?
No op for Henny this time.
Where did you see the new mouse part?
He tweeted about it yesterday.
I need to break this blanking mouse in this is so fast.
Well, that's today's tweet. Yesterday was when he tweeted about driving for it. It was up there before their game against ATK, but maybe he
may
took it
have
down.
deleted it. But either way, I believe you. I believe you're not crazy. Cynic and B-Wills, they're not crazy. And oh my goodness, Cynic gets one more. He's just policing the site. Cynic locking things down, no problem here. All on to exit the remainder, and well, he's not even going to get economic damage. A 4K for Cynic. What an explosive play coming through, and Nouns now starting to put the feet under them here on defense.
It took them a little bit to get into the game, but now they're starting to hit their shots. They're starting to look a little more comfortable, a little more warmed up. And there's something to be said. It's like a back-to-back night in hockey. The team that played right the night before will have an advantage in the first period, but it's when the game goes on that they start to feel sluggish. They start to get slower. I think the same thing's applying right now. MIB are hot out of the gate. They just had a game. They're flying in here with about a few minutes to spare. They get 4 rounds to the board, that one round broken, but now Nouns are starting to get their feet because MIB are a little less spicy. They need to take down Jota. 60 with a good flick over. Goes back for more. He's double dipping. He's picked up 2 and the bomb as well. Turtle and Henny. Henny has the AK, but Carson's still on the prowl from Unbreakable. It's all down to Turtle now, and it's going to come to the timing here. Carson will get blindsided. Will he go for the knife? No, he'll just go for the shot after the AK, but only that 1 kill. And we're almost tied back up here now to come back with a vengeance.
They have 3 in a row. 3 rounds in a row, and that's what they needed to build on in. Now they're building up the eco. Now they're building up the momentum. Building up the confidence as well. Reminder, they just have to close 1 map here. And while this isn't their choice, it's not one they love. They can get enough done here on the CT side. You can make a real game of this. MIBR, meanwhile, maybe just praying for that halftime break to come so they can actually get up and stretch a bit. They do say that holding in your P is supposed to make you concentrate better and react faster. We heard that.
I feel like we need to get a case study on that.
I think they have. It improves reaction times.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
What it's not improving is rotations for Nouns right now. Because they went to the bathroom beforehand. So they're not focused up here.
Kidney health.
If they were properly deady, they would be killing their kidneys for full concentration.
Maximum concentration power.
I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't think holding in maybe helps me concentrate at the very least. It certainly doesn't help with a cast. Should be my most similar point of reference. Turtle, though. He's holding whatever he needs to right now. Turtles pee? How do turtles excrete here, Bugs? Tell me a story.
Well, I'm not too well versed in the physiology of turtles. Now, I could tell you that sharks pee through their skin.
I like how you go from, how would I know that, to, I know sharks pee through their skin. All right, retake is on. There's not a lot of time, though. If someone doesn't get on this bomb, I mean, it's over. Nouns have done a ton of damage, but they can't win the round. MIBR will take a 6th. Here we go. Turtles urinate via their mouths. Thanks, Google.
That's disgusting.
Peeing out of the mouth. Hold on, here we go. This is from National Geographic, so it is legit. When a species of soft-shell turtle in China piddles and puddles, it does so through its mouth.
I like that little alliteration there too in the article.
This is one specific variety of
Okay, and a soft-shell turtle, but
turtle.
now, do we know what kind of turtle turtle is? Like a snapping turtle, sea turtle? Oh, that's the bomb down for Cynic.
Yeah, that's quite
That's
a good
huge.
find. Quite a good find for Cynic. Substantial damage down. The bomb won't manage to get down vent, but Sixy is already on the case. He's trying to keep them from getting in towards this up angle. He's not expecting them to be so close. Didn't quite have the timing for it. No one else is close to rotate, so Exit, I think, is going to get a bomb plant out of this one. Doesn't have his teammate close at hand, so Exit's basically solo dolo in this site defense. Henny's still controlling from lobby to try and link up with his teammate. They eventually try and go for the ramp pinch. George could just win this round solo. He doesn't
Just
know
waiting
it.
for
Doesn't
Carson.
realize exactly. I don't think Henny's position is explicitly known. But B-Wills is watching for him. That will be everything. Exit knows that survival is the most important thing for him. He smoked out. Henny strikes. Now it's big trouble for Little Nouns. Molotov, is it going to come over? Is it on? It's way too slow. It's way too slow. George is just going to stick this. He got the defuse on. Miscue there for MIBR. It gets so close, but they can't get the round over the line.
Well, it should be a 6-5 lead for Nouns, but they just took too long 2 rounds ago. That round, they almost took too long again. Comes up with another clutch ninja defuse, though. And Nouns, they're living right in a couple scenarios. Still, they're doing things correctly. They're still being able to win rounds decently, consistently now at this point. No op to deal with from Henny on his side, and actually MIBR down to get their bank accounts again. Sixy gonna play outer red box with the op in hand. 1 shot, 1 kill. Nice and easy up close and personal. And Jota, very heavy hitter for the MIBR squad, removed in the initial engagement. George around towards ramp room. Playing a bit open behind the boxes, actually. A bit of an off angle. Will he be expected? He will not, but he still is dealt with nicely. B-Wills has to come in for the trade and just back up, give up the ramp room. That's going to be a rotation down to be already 1 player through the vent. Sixy in radio. But MIBR can go for the hell wrap. They are going to go into the op, though, and they're going to be looking for some help here. If Sixy doesn't just let them all go by. Already 1 slipped past the net. And Cynic's on the flank, though. This should seal the round.
Unless he's caught. He won't be caught. Freebie found there. 2v4. Could still be planted, but Carson says no, not today. 4 players surviving in this defense will tie the scoreline up. 6 rounds already found on the attacking half is solid for MIBR, but obviously, considering the hot start, they'd like to get a little bit more.
Nouns, I'm still concerned for them, even if they do win this half 9-6, because I don't know what their T side's going to deliver, and it needs to be huge, because a 9-6 is about average, and their T side far below average on this map. So things need to get real good for Nouns real quickly. Carson gets a flame kill, so that's a good one for him. He's definitely someone you want to see get a little more comfortable on this roster, too. His re-addition just a couple of days ago, really. We didn't find out about it until their opening game of the playoffs here. So, getting Carson back in, getting him feeling more comfortable is a huge plus. Exit will fall. Sixy's got a shotgun off this one. He will not get a no-scope this time. He still wants a secondary kill. And he might get lucky out of boxes. No, he will fall. That's the bomb as well. And Turtle, if you can take a couple more players out, decent economic damage, but the Nouns economy should be fine enough to weather the storm moving forward unless they lose 3 more players here. Even losing 2 would not be terrible for him. They know where Turtle is, and he's going to have to turtle up and hide. His shell is crushed, and it's a lead for Nouns at long last.
That it is. That it is here, Bugs. A lead for the Nouns on their CT side. Investment coming in the next. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough. MIBR can bring the pressure back. Cynic's having one hell of a game. 16 and 8. Being freed off of that AWP has really awoken the personal form for Cynic, and that's something that Nouns needed, right? He was just struggling to offhand IGL, and taking one of those responsibilities off of his shoulders seems to have really upped his impact. Something that's good to see.
It is. He's a very capable rifler, as evidenced by his 2.0 KD. And Sixy's a solid opper. So I think it's a good balance. I'm sure Danny's happy to be back on the op as well.
Yeah.
And there he's got another opener. So I think things are working out all right outside for Nouns with Danny on the op. He's also been really fluid with how he's playing that too. So he's not being a static opper. George is holding down the ramp quite well again. Turtle falls. And it's a 5-on-2 or a 5-on-3 now for Nouns. And MIBR might even just go for a T-side save here because they're backing away with a minute on the clock.
Yep,
and
they just want one of
to.
these next 2 rounds, so they will go ahead and save here. They're going to back away.
Yep.
Concession made from MIBR. And it's not going to be great in the next, right? Loss bonus is built up quite a bit, but you still got a situation where Jota and Turtle might be towards SMGs. They might be towards Galils. Not quite sure where this is going to end up. But for Nouns, I mean, a 9-6 would be a massive recovery. It was shaky at the start. They've settled on in, and I think at a 9-6, we're basically looking at neutral territory.
Yeah. Again, Nouns T-side has to be something special. It has not been special historically. It has been quite poor. So, even the 9-6 isn't safe territory for him. Now, they could even do something a little crazy, though. They could try gun shuffling, say, an op in towards ramp, have George post up with that, have his rifle available for a quick swap. Have Danny go do some crazy opping play towards outside again, or maybe even just the squeaky push. They could try something like that. They have the money. Are they just going to play another stock standard round, though, Nouns? That's the question. It looks like it. They don't want to mess anything up. They have been decently comfortable in their last few rounds, and considering this is once a 5-1 scoreline for MIBR, it's been quite a collapse for the T-side. The pistol rounds are really their only saving grace, and that was 1-by-1 headshot from exit. George almost clutched that up. So this one could be a completely different tale if Nouns would have been able to clutch up on the pistol instead of losing that one final shot. The spam will not do much. And MIBR will stall out in towards lobby in the meantime. Carson taking a little bit of nade damage. I don't think he'll mind too much in the end. George might get pressure, though. Looks like they are going to group up for the B take. He's flashed off, drops the flames behind, posts up for a peek, and retreats down to B. Where is his rotation? Where is his help? It will be B-Wills.
Taking this space, though. MIBR just going to hang on to it for the moment. Still plenty of time to play with. Minute 10. No need to rush the situation. And if Jota goes looking, he's going to find no resistance towards Hell. This could reroute the thinking just a little bit. You got Cynic up top. But they won't ask those questions. They won't ponder those problems. Instead, this does seem like it's going to be a pretty straightforward lower take from the ramp room. They're right on in. It's the player back silo. He's going to be very critical. George finds 1, finds 2. Well done from George. No one's close enough to assist him. At 6, he pops the door, drops the bomb, and now it's catastrophic for MIBR. 1-by-1, they're falling. It's all left to exit. He was supposed to be set up for the post plant, but, well, the bomb's not even down. It's a catastrophe here. 25 seconds. He will take the first down position. Known the door open. I think he doesn't really need to duel, but B-Wills will still do him the courtesy of engaging in the gunfight. 9-6 at the half. back in here. 96.5. Nouns up a map as a result of some scheduling shenanigans. Means that if they can just salt away 7 more rounds here, we're done. Nouns are on the grand final of ESL Challenger League Season 42. But that's a big if. They now have to try and get it done on the T side, and this pistol round is not starting out all right. It's not starting out all right at all. MIBR pick up another pistol and give themselves a prime chance to get going here in the second.
Yeah, the kids are not all right after that one. That is brutal. Nouns, they had a dance. They never had a chance. And they might not even force into this one either. They're a very aggressive team, but it seems they're going to go for the safer economic route. Go for the AKs in round number 3 at the half. Just a couple of flashbangs, the Glocks, maybe get a bomb plant if they're lucky. They're going to just try a vent dive here. I think they might. The nades will go stall them out. The Molotov will keep them at bay, and it'll be a mop-up here for MIBR. They should not lose a singular player. Jota has to be careful not to be caught out alone. There goes down the first. Turtle backs away. Adds a second to his tally. Bomb is down. Jota with a third. And this one, Turtle actually could be caught here. Oh, he's playing a good angle. He's got backup from Henny. Flawless victory for MIBR, as it should be.
And as it is. But here come the guns. And with it, perhaps the sun for Nouns, as they will be looking to bring a little bit of a thunder. No AWP, but they don't really necessarily need that T side. Fair, decent chunk of utility as we are getting into this round, and that was a nice eke for Turtle. The ecoist of ecos. The unarmored block. Fine delicacy. So here with the bonus round out for MIBR. Can they convert? Limited as they are by the SMGs. Well, Exit getting an early kill helps. Certainly helps. And what was that play from Cynic? Very isolated from his teammates, flying in towards the upper site. I guess felt he had some space and decided to capitalize. They're going down lower instead, as the disjointed play did not find fruit.
It's all an elaborate ruse. He can call better since he's dead, you know? He could just get all the information from his teammates. He could just focus entirely on calling.
What's the elaborate ruse here is that Beebles is going to get to heaven. They need to not go. They need to hold. They need to sit. They've got a minute. Beebles needs to be calling right now. Bomb's down. It's not going to matter. Carson gets a kill. Maybe the bomb can be retrievable. The problem is Turtle's sitting on it right now. I was going to say Beebles needed them to sit because he could have gone in towards heaven and actually opened up the path back up the vent. Instead, now he's dead. Carson's alone. 2 kills already found. At least limiting the economy would be something here, but this is a tough ask of an actual round win. And as soon as he tries to get that bomb, you'd imagine the guy double doors. Yeah, there's the backstab. There's the kill. And Jota, very nicely done. That's a great round for MIBR. They tie up the scoreline. They get it done with the limitations of the SMGs. It's not a problem whatsoever.
This shouldn't be a problem half at all for MIBR. If anything, it should be a problem half for Nouns. If they get to 13, I think I'll be a bit impressed for Nouns here. Because MIBR have everything possibly going their way. They've won both pistols. They have another nice start. They've shut down the gun round of Nouns. They won the bonus. It's Deagle's out for Nouns, though, and that means scary times for MIBR because the pistols for Nouns were what got them going in the first half. Might have to be their catalyst once again on the second. Deagle's more prominent now, though the 5.7 was a little more often purchased by Nouns in that. Those couple of rounds, those first 2 rounds Nouns won were just 5.7 Deagle, pretty much 2-on-2, and then a hero rifle around it. This time they're going to have to make do without the rifle, and only 1 Tech 9. Nice opener from Jota, backing around. Cynic gets caught out by Henny, holding top hut into Mini. Or actually, never mind, he's up on the AC, so he's holding a much more removed angle. B-Wills goes down, and Turtle's there from Mini. There's no way Nouns will win this round if they even get 2 kills. I think they'd be happy with that at this point. And they get nothing. It's another flawless for MIBR. And they're just stacking on the rounds now. I don't know what the Nouns plan was there, though. No utility, just kind of dry picking at angles against rifles.
You just gotta die sometimes. I mean, they're trying to rip heads, but you just gotta die sometimes, and that seems to be the case. Nouns with a little more util into this one. can express some presence outside. Like restraining his urge to fly into a site, but he will die through a smoke instead. Doesn't risk the smoke, but he does spray and leave himself a little bit exposed. So that gets tracked back through. Turtle finds a nice opener for his team. That nade was chunky. Get interesting here. But, well, the utilities come back the other way, and the headshots certainly are. Jota at least collected, but an advantage still for MIBR as we hit a minute 15 on the clock. These engagements are so quick for Nuke. This is way beyond the normal pace for this map.
You have two teams that are fine taking the aggressive fights. It'll get a little fast. I mean, MIBR are not taking overly aggressive fights, but they're still holding decently aggressive angles in the beginning. Nouns are also not over-aggressing necessarily. I think Cynic just gets unlucky in this round in particular, but still, the aggression is working out for MIBR, not so much for Nouns. And Turtle from Tetris has exit to play around with from second fence. The Molotov will rush exit out, but he still gets the kill! Turtle with one more traded back, and another disaster of a round for Nouns. It's only 5 more for MIBR to punch their ticket onto map number 3, which is Ancient. Another map very strong for the MIBR side, including a victory over 9Z in their history there. So, Nouns, the last 2 maps, not exactly kind to them. And it's pistols.
Time for a Nouns shocker round. Feeling it deep in my pores. This is where things get interesting off of the Tech 9s. Lobby crunch for the time being. Execute A. They've got enough utility for it. You can just throw the A setup. Molly out hut. Rock on through. Second vent is the answer. Turtle might be getting overwhelmed here. Exit's lost, and here it goes. Second kill coming in. Ooh, can I read them or what? Tell you what here. Bombs going down in MIBR. I mean, the money's good, but this situation's tough. 5 players alive in the upper side is a nightmare of a retake, and they're going to try and group and move en masse. Just smell a Tech 9 round coming, Bob.
It was bound to happen. He might be an Oracle, Mike. We'll see.
I've just watched a lot of NACS.
That's true. I mean, you see an NA team on pistols, and it's like, all right, they haven't won an actual gun round, so they're going to go in the pistols instead. I'm
like Neo, except instead of seeing like the code of the Matrix, I can see the flow of the rounds.
It only applies to NA, though.
Well, you know, most games in general, but it depends on the team. The better you know the team, the easier it is to see the flow, and then sometimes you just know that, you know, Nouns are going to pull out this kind of Tech 9 shenanigans. They don't actually get any guns out of it, which does kind of stink. I don't think they took a single one through. He had a rifle, he lost it. Don't know if his was recovered. No, so they'll have to fully reinvest. But hey, the round win is what matters. That's all they care about here, and that's a bitter one for MIBR to give up.
That's a real bitter one to give up for MIBR, and it's not the first time, it's the 3rd time they've lost to pistols in this very map alone. And what was the spark that got Nouns going? What was their spark plug? It was a couple 5-7 Deagle rounds. The Tech 9 round might just be what they need. Maybe they just need to have a little more aggression here. That's something we haven't seen as an A-pop from Nouns, except from the pistol round and the last round. Maybe A-pop it with the rifles. I mean, the AK can click heads just about as good as anything else in this game, so you might as well give it a shot. Or even try something a little more aggressive towards ramp, although Henny is there with an op, so probably not the most prudent course of action. Of course, we know that they don't. But I want to see a little more aggression with the rifles from Nouns. Not necessarily outer yard aggression. That hasn't worked. Go for a couple players. Go for an A-pop. Go for a ramp play. Try something a little bit different here. I think they're going to go for delayed A-pop. No, they're going to go into ramp instead with the utility flying in on towards A. And Henny's already going to deal with the first point of entry. George goes down. Turtle, however, has been traded. Now maybe Nouns are going to double back to the A site. One's going to go for the heaven flank. Smoke. Critical if it favors the Nouns side. It wills. Jota gets caught out. BRN, though. He's got to be huge. Not 1, not 2. Tried to spam. That costs him.
Odd on the second spray. Maybe thought he was going to catch the player coming out of hut, but as it is, it's going to be Henny backing off on the save. The AWP has to live. The economy has melted here for MIBR. you don't get a lot of sustenance here on a CT side once the rounds start to go against you. So if he keeps the op alive here, maybe they can invest around it for one round. But even then, you could see 3 of the players go for a half buy around this one saved big green. This is all assuming he lives.
Yeah.
As
It was those extra kills they got at the end of that last round with the Tech 9s. They might not have had any guns brought through, but those kills more than make up for it.
Oh, most certainly. Economic damage is huge in this game. So, yeah, I'm sure you're going to get a force around this at this point. You can get nades on 3 players. I mean, if they really want to spread the nade wealth around, Henny could even drop like an SMG over Turtle to have more of those. Don't imagine that's going to happen. Oh, no, it's exactly what he does. I am calling it. Apparently, again, I'm just tuned in right now.
Trust your gut today, Mike. You are seeing the code.
I'm going to go buy some lottery tickets, man.
Yeah, you should pick the numbers yourself, too.
Yeah. 6, 9, 4, 2, 0, 6, 9. I'm a millionaire.
I was gonna say just do the CSGO bomb code, but that one works too.
7.
Yeah, I think it's the first number. I think it's like 735. That's all I got.
I know it's tattooed on Mr. Trogdor. What he's up to.
Yeah. What is he up to?
Ooh. Carson here. By the red box. There's a bit of forward ground. BRN from the other side is going to be looking for this one. It's going to start to come in, and BRN trying to reposition ahead of the smokes. That was a little ambitious. Now they're moving down secret. Now they've got an opening pick as well. Jota will bring it back, though. Ooh, big find for Jota. Gonna keep these numbers in whack, and now Turtle down lower. This is the problem with the individual plays from now. They know they got space, so they're trying to take it, but in doing so, they leave themselves very exposed. 35 seconds. Advantage is lost. They need to make a move on towards a site, and, well, they're gonna have to deal with Turtle to do so. As of yet, no one's come in to support him. I think MIBR was maybe expecting him to funnel back up top, but it is gonna be Turtle. 20 seconds. Bomb by double doors. If he just strikes at the right time from Rattle, there's going to be nothing they can do about this one. And here it comes. Here's Turtle. They've even moved the bomb in. That could have been catastrophic. It works out, and now it's really working out. Time to spare, and I mean, Joseph's already thinking about the save.
He's got it. There's no real way back into it. They don't have a kit, and they lost their op. That's a free op for 60 to use in the next round, and Nouns find a way to string 3 rounds together, and it started with a Tech 9 explosion on A.
The most NA thing it could be. In that round, though, I do want to say, just in the micro, when they're reviewing it, I think they're going to realize how easily that could have gone out of whack. If Cynic loses the fight, Rathole, the bomb flies forward into Rat, and I think physically, even if they kill the player immediately afterwards, they don't have enough seconds to plan. If he stays alive at all, they definitely don't have enough time. So, this is coming down to the inches. This is coming down to the margins, and, well, I mean, all the wind is now in Nouns' sails. They're starting to feel emboldened, and MIBR got to be feeling the pressure. They know 4 more rounds are all that Nouns need to finish this series.
And Nouns don't even go for the op either. They elect to stay on the rifles. And George will have a MAC-10 even though his teammates had enough to drop him. What is the call here? Is he just going to go farm for cash? Or is he going to go for something like a vent drop? Because the SMG seems to be a tactical buy in this situation. He's going to go for a hut pop, actually. And he might just get the drop on somebody around. Yeah, no, it's actually his teammate. Exit swings around for 1. There goes the MAC-10. It can upgrade into an M4A1S, and a save call probably going to be initiated for Jota at the very least. BRN and Henny can go do a little more damage, but I think that M4's got to stay in the hands of MIBR. Definitely can help them out down the line. It could maybe even factor into an op depending on the loss bonus. And Jota, he's going to creep around towards T-spawn. Maybe get caught, though, because Cynic's still lurking in lobby.
I believe loss bonuses at this point, it's either 29 or 34.
Yeah,
a lot of cash going to be available.
It's either one. Jota could have dropped the op, but now he can't.
Goodbye, gun. Oh, hello, gun.
Good night, Moon. But Cynic's here.
Goodbye, gun. It's like you're playing peekaboo with a baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, 3 players surviving there for Nouns. No one making it out for MIBR. We will get an investment in the next round, but yeah, if they want an op, it's going to be glass. Cannon, that is. And they don't.
They don't.
Henny can get her down with the rifle. They didn't need the
Yeah.
op. It's a crutch.
Holy... Oh, I was reading B-Will's ADR as his kill count for a second. I was like, how did B-Will's get to 32 kills?
He's just crushing it. And if you're wondering about the ADR, those statistics are not actually accurate. It's just resets it to half, but then spreads it over the maximum number of rounds. So no one has any ADR in this HUD. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't think about it too hard.
Don't think about it. Don't look too hard. Flashbang in. BRN gonna have to drop. He's got no support as well, so in towards lower. This could get rough. Second player's there. Turtle has come down to support, but ramp room has been gained for the price of a flashbang and a Molotov.
Pretty
Nice
cheap
find
if
for
you ask
Nouns
me.
early.
600 bones, and they have ramp control. That's
Here's
real
the thing
good start
as
for
well.
Nouns.
Look at the positioning. There's no push in towards hut, so there's no lobby information.
no.
There's no play outside. In fact, Henny's very focused in. If they wanted to throw in a different look here,
They could go back A.
it's going to be very late before MIBR get any information on this.
I think Nouns are waiting for a re-aggression from MIBR, who are just turtling up. They're holding their line.
Hey.
They're in full testudo formation right now.
Sorry, what formation now?
Testudo, it's Latin for turtle. It's a Roman fortification where they would have shields basically creating
Good
a
to
fortress
know.
for the
All
troops
right.
to move around.
Enough deets. Now it's time for Turtle to testudo and hang his testudos out on the field. Hasn't worked out. He's had those testudos chopped. And now the bomb is going to test a plant. There's a player in control window. This could actually get a little weird. Jota finds one. That distracts. This is confusion now. Henny in a 2v2 in the post plant. This round is so important. MIBR, they have to go for it now. A kit is retrievable for Henny. It's right by his feet. Come on, Henny. Oh, he
He's
already
got
has
one already.
Okay, never mind. That's why he's not picking it up. That makes a whole lot of sense now. But it's all going to be about this headshot. B-Will's watching for it. They're so slow into it. They're so timid about it. Even if they could just stay alive in this fight, there's going to be the trade. And that's the round for Nouns. And it doesn't matter whether they get this by an inch or a mile. At this point, the win is everything.
All that matters is that the ball crosses the plane here for Nouns, Mike. It doesn't matter if it just barely touches the line or if it goes all the way in. They can spike it in celebration. All that matters is that they get the rounds on the board. They get the points on the board. They get the win at the end of the day. They're 2 rounds away from doing it. Their T side has come alive. And they have really figured out, I feel like they figured out this MIBR defense. They have looked very strong. And they're up against pistols. 1 M4, 2 5.7s, a Deagle, and a USP on Henny. And they should be getting 15 here if they cross their T's, dot their I's, and do not let anything go by the wayside. They have to do their due diligence, or they will be physically punished by Semphis.
Don't think that's the case. Don't think that's the case. Oh, little dude. Don't let the muscles fool you. Cynic gets a big opener. That's a huge one to find. Jota was
That's
in a
the rifle.
very risky position. Now, the hero rifle is gone, is vaporized. That desperate buy, that desperate play gets nothing here. And that, to me, speaks to the state MIBR find themselves in. Under a huge amount of pressure. If X-rays could talk, who that would be. Turtle gonna find himself one. A rifle alongside it. He's lost a teammate in the same breath. Henny out of play, but now they've got something to play through as well. The hot, and well, not for long. All on to exit. He'll get the gun, but only get to hold it for a half second. They just let him hold the controller. Just, you know, it's like a little brother where it's just not plugged in. But never really got to do anything with it. 4 rounds is the lead that Nouns hold, and they only need one of these. 1 round taken over the line. Jota will have an SMG here as a result of his rifle buy in the last. Do or die time for MIBR. This is the series. This is upper final point.
And it looks like a timeout called by Nouns, as a matter of fact. They want to make sure they have everything all polished and ready to go. 6C has popped out the op now. It's the first time he's had it on the T side of this map. And it's an interesting call because they've been looking real good with the rifles. They've been looking real fluid. He's been able to move around nicely. Sinning's hitting his shots. B-Will, 60 as well. Carson with the 3K in the last round. But they're trying something different here. Henny does have one of his own. The Opera's duel can definitely come through here. Henny's been playing a lot towards ramp, though. We'll see if that's the whole point of this 60 op. Go for the little boost around, go for the ramp peak, take out that op, and then just get control of the ramp room and work around from there once again. The MP9 from Jota, too, going to be a point of contention. Has to play somewhere close range. There's plenty of utility, though, for MIBR. They have 2 kits. Lack of a helmet, not really going to make a difference. George does have the M4, but at this point, MIBR can't be living by those fine margins. They have to find a way to win this one, and decently confidently, because even if they do win it and they lose a bunch of players, they're going to be on another broken bye, which could arguably be worse than the bye this time, depending on what they lose. So they're in a very awkward spot, need 4 in a row. And Nouns, they have the confidence.
Think about it this way, though. They're not thinking about what's going to happen after this round. They're not thinking about the next bye, the future rounds, any of that. Just take it a round at a time is the way you approach this situation. Just got to win the one that's in front of you. Worry about what it means for the long game afterwards. And Henny is going to find a nice opening pick here. He's going looking for the second as well. There's an exchange of shots there, so some awareness at the ops outside. And Jota's going to capitalize. This is looking good. George at least brings back that kill. At least brings back that kill, but outside is a bit of a graveyard here. A body strewn all about. Bomb will need to withdraw. Solo in lobby is not where they want the C4. Or the player already down in the form of B-Wills with a player outside in the form of George. You got to imagine this is going to turn into an attempt down secret.
That's a major miscomm, though. George needs to be watching that push through secret. 60 should not be getting stabbed in the back there with a player on silo. And that could definitely change the whole course of the game. There's the pick on the Burnson, though. 3-on-3 Molotov. B-Wills has struck, and they have to go now. Time is low. 14 seconds to go. They need to get this. They have to plant with 4 on the clock. Bomber made his way down. Carson dives in, and down goes Henny. Bomb goes in. Oh, this is definitely looking good for Nouns here. They have utility. Molotov. B-Wills is going to walk into it and burn. It's down to Carson in the clutch. 1v2. He's got towards ramp, and both of his opponents are on the other side. The bomb is planted for him. He does have a nade, but it's not really going to be too much worth here. It's not going to take anybody out. He needs to fight. He does the first. Is he going to return? He's pulled off the Glock. It's crazy. He's got plenty of rounds to the AK. Why did he go for the Glock? The nade, the flash. Jumps around on Exit's head, who has not tapped it. He's playing the long game, and does he have it? He's not. He's got no time. He's got no time. It's over. It's done. He gets the kill, but Nouns have booked a spot in the grand finals of ESL Challenger League Season 42.
How about that? Win an upper bracket final, and all you got to do is play one map. Looking good there for Nouns. I mean, look, they got helped by the situation a little bit, but they still took through a very tightly contested Nuke game. That was a brutal affair. Unfortunate for MIBR, they just couldn't build into that second half at all. Nouns kept them at bay, and the critical rounds come through for the Nouns squad. So they're up a map in the grand finals of ESL Challenge.